It was a 911 call that changed an officer's life. Now, Ferguson police officer Greg Casem is opening up to News 4 about the night Jamyla Bolden was killed. The 9-year-old girl was doing her homework in her mom's bed when she was shot. Officer Casem was one of the first officers on the scene, and he is sharing his firsthand account. He sat down with News 4's Kelly Davis to talk about that emotional night.
We are joined now by Officer Greg Casem with the Ferguson Police Department. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And Officer Casem, you were one of the first people to respond to the scene when Jamyla Bolden was shot.
Yes, I was one of three.
What was that experience like for you? Can you walk us through that a little bit?
It was pretty tough because the call was a shooting, and we got it as a child was struck. And when I got there, the emotions was high inside the house, obviously. And as I went in the house, I noticed there was a child on the bed, a grandmother holding the child, and a mother who also succumbed to being shot.
What is it like to deal with that emotionally as you walk into a situation like that, but knowing that your training has to kick in?
Well, I know that night the emotions wasn't there. It was got to get the job done, got to take care of her, take care of the mother, also take care of the grandmother because she was very emotionally distraught about the situation. I knew what we had to do was get her to the hospital right away as fast as we could. So while we were working, treating Jamyla, the ambulance we knew was en route, and I told the officers outside that once the ambulance shows up, not to have them come in, and I'll take Jamyla out to the ambulance. And it was difficult because I had to deal with the mother and the grandmother, you know, and I tell them we got to go now. So when I carried Jamyla to the ambulance, it was everything was ready. The fireman was in the truck, the paramedics was already in the back, and as I handed Jamyla to the ambulance, they were already gone. And I think at that point it's when, you know, you sit back and you relax and try to catch a breath, and I think that's when the emotions will strike.
What was it like to carry this 9-year-old child in your arms to get the help that she desperately needed?
That was tough. That was very tough. It was tough in the sense that she was 9, and you know, no 9-year-old, no kid should ever go through that ever. And me, I just wanted her to live. So it was tough, but you know, we all had to pull together. We were still working that night. We still had to canvass the area. You know, my sergeant had us going in different directions so we can get this done. And the chief showed up, and the captain and the detective showed up, and we all knew what we had to do. But you know, the sergeant always checked on me and the other officer to make sure that we're okay, which was really good. And the detectives came, and you know, they were working, and I tell you, everybody's moving and trying to get this solved, and I'm glad it got solved. Not solved, but I'm glad there was an arrest to it.
You can really see those emotions coming out when he talks about how he felt after he left the home. It really does hit him. It really does put a face and a human side to him.
It shows, I mean, the emotional impact that these kind of calls have on those officers. I mean, it really takes a toll on them, and they do have to take a step back, breathe, and that is when it starts to set in a little bit.
Very eye-opening.
But you don't want to miss the second half of our interview with Officer Greg Casem. It airs tonight on News 4 at 6. And he talks a little bit more about the overwhelming support he received from the community after the fact. And he has a strong message he wants to share.
Look forward to it. Thanks so much, Kelly.
Ferguson police officers' heroic actions are shedding a positive light on the Ferguson Police Department.
Officer Greg Casem shares his firsthand account from the night Jamyla Bolden was shot and killed.
I just tried. I did everything I could. I wish I'd have saved her.
Raw emotion from the Ferguson police officer who tried to save the 9-year-old girl's life. Officer Greg Casem sat down with Kelly Davis to talk about that night on News 4 at 4. But new at 6, Officer Casem has much more, and he's saying including how this tragedy has brought the community together.
I saw the community really pull together.
Wow, is that amazing?
It was incredible to watch, and I saw you part of it the entire way.
It was amazing where it was everybody, not only Ferguson, North County, everybody came out, and it was just for her, for Jamyla. And it was impressive. And there was this one guy I'll never forget, you know, yelling, "Stop the violence." He was an amazing man, you know, and being hugged by so many people from the community and saying, "It'll be all right," I think kind of helped me out.
What was it about this case that moved you to attend the vigils and then be at her funeral?
I think because I was there, I wanted the family to know that they have my full support, the community's support, and obviously the nation's support.
How did it feel to have Jamyla's parents ask you to speak at her funeral?
Oh, that was heavy, yeah. I was honored. I was very honored. It was hard. I mean, she was a special girl. Obviously, to me, she became very special to me. But I was able to talk to the funeral, and the whole funeral was amazing. I mean, from all the kids singing. Keep smiling. Oh, it was amazing, and I think that all helped me out. Obviously, my sergeant was by my side too, so that helped me out also. So,
is there a message that you want to send the community during this difficult time?
I would say we just need to pull together, stay together, and obviously, you know, we need to help each other, and that's very important right now. Is we need to help each other, the community and the police department. So I've been getting a lot of support by the community anyway. They've been very, very supportive. So I welcome all that.
And it has been 3 weeks since Jamyla's passing. How are you doing today?
I still get calls. I get calls, and when I go to work, if people see me and they shake my hand, and you know, that's very well. I like it. I like it a lot.
How do you move forward from something so heavy like that?
Well, I go to the house. I still go to the house. I sit there and talk to the family, and we talk, and you know, we have a little laughter. I hang out at the house a lot. I find myself more with like the grandfather, Joe. We sit there and we just talk. And I really enjoy it. And the teddy bears are still out there, so there's like the memory still there.
Officer Casem, thank you so much for joining us today. We
Thank
really
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.